dog food all over me. Damn it anyway. Why does this have a 2? I'm using the 2s. No more. Goes my live channel, not sending out notifications again. It's interesting, right? It's always something. It's always something that seems to be holding me back. If I'm being held back. Very well not be. Right? Very well just not be interesting enough. One, two, three, 4, 5 and a half. 1, 6. Just gonna make probably go 28 seconder. Laundry. Corrupt, what's good with you, brother? What is good with you? How you been? Yeah, you see me, dog. Getting the day started here, taking care of all the little souls that are in my care and custody. I think that's probably like the ultimate purpose for us as men. It's ensuring the survival of everything that depends on you. Excuse me, sir. Can we not lay face down? Thank you. Yeah, I'm sure you got the most fun doing that. But it gives me issues. Oh, I forgot to throw this away. What's everyone up to though? What you all got planned on this Thursday afternoon, morning, evening, whatever it is for wherever you are? You know, for some it's probably even still Wednesday night. have been tired. I usually get up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and go live. I've been getting up, feeding the fucking kid, and then crawling straight back into bed. I mean, shit, it's hard. It's hard running that kind of schedule, especially because I stay up from that point, right? So I'm usually live till about 5, 6 in the morning. It's always like a 2 or 3 hour live at that time. Flies too. I don't know how it fucking goes so fast. But got these 2 or 3 hour lives, all starting at the crack of dawn, and then I'm up. Pretty much the rest of the day. Up to about whenever I pass out again, which is 7, 8, 9 in the evening. I'll sleep till about 11, midnight sometimes. Sometimes I'll just sleep, or not sleep, I'll stay awake. All the way until I pass out and I get up at 4 in the morning again. It's rough. One of my doctors asked me about that. They said, well, how have you been adjusting to the dad life, right? And I said, I feel like I'm already prepared for this. And she's like, how so? And I said, I did a lot of drugs once. Yeah. She started laughing. She's like, what? I said, yeah, it's just like being on a lot of drugs, man. I was like, I'm constantly waking up, not knowing like the last thing I did, don't knowing if it's morning or night. Like I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I was like, I'll wake up on my way to the floor, like I'm falling asleep, headed to the floor, and I'll wake up and like straighten back out, like do some weird ass little fucking recovery stance thing. I don't know. Something that only comes from like a lot of years of nodding, right? Uh, a lot of what the experience in nodding on your feet. And just like, yeah, just passing out wherever, however, in whatever position. I did a lot of drugs, and it felt a lot like that. It felt a lot like that. All the days kind of bleed into one. Eat whenever. Like there's no order, or it's just completely chaotic, right? Completely chaotic. And yeah, a lot of drug use has prepared me for living this kind of life. Agent Smith, what's up? Mr. Anderson. What are you laughing at? Huh? Did I say you could laugh? Did I say you laugh? Did I say you could laugh, little ham hock? You little ham hock? Yeah. Give me a leg. Give me this leg too. Give me both. At the same time. Oh. You've had some leaks. Yeah. Pull you all the way out of that motherfucker. Hey now, we get some people in the chat. I can tell that there's more than one message. Oh my goodness, I should have waited before I unstrapped that. Ooh-wee. Oh, that is... Yep, that's just like waking up with Folgers in your cup. Exodus Christ kid. I don't know where you get that. But you don't get it from me. Probably from your mom. Alright. Air dry that joint a little bit. I feel like I'm fucking power of price compels you. Whew. Power of price compels you. Are you getting a bath today? Bam. Just like that. Now I gotta put you back in it so I can pull you out. Yeah, I know it's confusing. It's ass backwards to me too, bud. Do that. There we go. And give me that. Bam. We can bury this in the back door. Whew. Yes, sir. That's bad. Okay. You got this part? No. There you go. Are you coming home, Dad? Fuck no. What did I tell you about that shit? Stay off the damn live stream when I'm on here. Stop talking bullshit. Make me a burger. Get a move on. Hell yeah. Devil's Playground in my hand. Hatfield, what's good with you, brother? Yeah, you know us, man. We're all doing good. They got me on. They got me on duty. Yep, taking after God. Everything's good, Dad, or Dave almost said Deb. I seen DABE. Read it too fast. Why'd you steal my name, Agent Smith, right? Miss those days, man, go by so fast. Yeah, they do go fast. I think that's just like what I was saying, man. All the days, they bleed into one, right? Like, it's just so chaotic with the schedule. It's hard to pay attention to anything other than just what's in front of you. Parents are selfish as fuck. They brought us here without our permission to suffer. Final destination. I don't know what your beef is. Good morning, dude. Have a great day, man. I appreciate that, Charlie. You too. Wherever you are and wherever you're going. Wish you and your family the best. Wish everybody the best, man. I don't have to know you or dislike you to wish you that. Because wishing bad on you is the same as wishing bad on yourself. Does anybody know that? Have y'all figured out in life enough to realize that? Or are y'all still in the beginning stages? You're still in elementary school as far as understanding the universe you live in. Yeah. Wishing bad on you, whether I know you or not, whether I'm serious or not, it's the same thing as wishing bad on myself. Because what we think, what we feel, what we say, we manifest it. There's power in that. Like there's actual power in your words. You know, Bruce Lee said that. He said that's why the body doesn't know when you're joking. Don't ever talk badly about yourself, even in jest, because the body doesn't know when it's joking. It will make it a reality. The mind is a powerful thing. So you talk bad about yourself. You talk bad about people. You say, I can't do it. I'm weak. I'm a loser. I'll never amount to anything. It's all self prophesizing talk. So it only stands to reason that if it is self prophesizing talk to yourself, then it's also self prophesizing talk when you say it about others. Even more so, because what you do unto others has a stronger impact on what comes back on you. You can't wish bad upon yourself and then bring more bad upon yourself 3 to 4 times more. I think it's just when you wish it on other people that it multiplies when it comes back to you. So yeah, I don't wish bad on anyone, even if they deserve it, because that is not for me. It's not for me to judge. It's not for me to handle. Went a long time in this life thinking it was. But the truth is, it isn't. Nita, Skella, holy Markiplier, if he was alt and cool. That's a fucking compliment if I ever heard one. Exactly, you got that right, good dude. I appreciate that, man. So that's why I like going live every day. We always find new people who got their head on right, like-minded. You're just hanging on to those last couple of sips, aren't you? Absolutely. Yeah, you already know. Dubtown, what's good with you, man? I haven't seen you in a while. How's life? How's family? Look, go. It's crazy how many are like that, even when people raise themselves to a high status in society. Spiritually, they are children. Yeah, a lot of people are. A lot of people are, unfortunately. It takes a lot of pain and struggle for somebody to grow. Without pain, without struggle, without strife, right? Without actual strife, without actual things to struggle against, there is no growth. There is no questioning yourself. There's no trying to improve. There's no reaching for something better, right? You're just content, complacent. You're complacent with where you are, what you think you know. There you go. Is that it? That was a jerk. I've got one there. Is that it? Give me that neck. Bless you. Bless you. Oh god, I gotta tighten up this down. No wonder I could still smell it. Fuck. We got. It's big money right there. A lot of money. Well spent money right there. That's the end result, right? That's what we want. You know why it's what you want? Because it's all bad if that's not happening. It is all bad. Oh, come on. Oh, way too much. Yeah, way too much, folks. 420, good to see you. Good morning, how you doing? It's a healthy diaper? It sure was. That was like from 2 this morning? 2 or 3 this morning. I changed them. And fed them. Yeah. Hey, Dave. Oh, baby. Yeah. I appreciate that, 420. I'm glad you like baby. He's more popular than I am. He brings the looks, right? I bring the wisdom. People still alive. They're doing good. It's the next one that's got to be bottle fed. How you doing, buddy? Oh, how's everybody though? How's everybody this Thursday morning? 420. What you got going today? Not exciting. So do you get to visit? Do you get to visit your man and stuff? Is he close or is he somewhere in another state in the Fed somewhere? Getting bounced all fucking over the goddamn United States. Where are these at? They don't have in-person visits, only video? Damn, that sucks. Is he in the feds? He's in the feds, right? I don't know if I've ever asked if it was federal or state. That's a good. That's good. Yeah. That fucking feds, man. Long time ago, they were something to be revered, right? It will be feds. He is in pretrial holding facility. Yeah, a long time ago, they used to get. They used to be able to smoke. They used to be able to receive like more stuff from the streets. It just used to be better. It used to be a lot better. When I came in, it stopped being somewhere that people could comfortably live, I guess you could say. Waiting for the BOP to pick him up. I know this. He will be grateful for when he finally gets to a yard and he can finally start to bid. Um, I don't know if he's ever done time before. Has he done time before? Is this his first time? If he's anything like me, he's probably been in it before. At least from what I've gathered from Summer Lily. Good morning. From what I gathered from what you've told me about him, we're kind of similar. I'm no stranger to lockup, so Lompoc, yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I figured. So he knows how to bid. He knows how to make the most of it. You know, you just got to get in, get a routine going, get a routine. You got to get a routine going. You guys are gonna have to start looking forward to the little things. That really sucks. That sounds really hollow coming from this side. That sounds really fucking hollow coming from this side of the fence, doesn't it? But no, it really is. I know I started and maintained a fresh relationship with a complete stranger through letters and periodic phone calls. It was never it was never a point where we felt like we didn't want more, but it was enough. It was enough to keep it going. Yeah, first drug case, first time in the feds. Yeah, I bet. Tell him stay the fuck out of the politics. Stay the fuck out of the politics. Yeah, and if he's anything like me, he probably isn't going to. But let him know I said it. Morning, Danielle. How you doing, Mister Redacted? It was kind of you to let us know that you're a gooner. We will keep that in mind. You are free to join the chat. Just keep it in the pants. You lack the mindset of an atheist. You're just blindly following the crowd. Buddy, I will tell you, I am the last person to follow a crowd. I'm a warrior like family. That's good, John. Because what is a warrior without a family? What are you fighting for, if not for family? I've been through one bid with him. He was in Chino for a couple of years. All right. That's good. So you guys already know it's gonna have to. It's gonna be like sliding into an old sweater. Unfortunately, did 6 months in L.A. Country Wayside East Max. I had PTSD for 6 months after. I believe it, dude. I believe it. I've heard county in LA is probably as bad as anything I've heard of any other war stories out there, depending on what region you're from or just what corner of the United States. Everybody has like the worst case scenario, right? Like East Coast has got Rikers Island, you know. Down south has got Georgia State prisons, you know. I think the Midwest has what, ADX. Out in the East Coast, they got SMU. Like everywhere, no matter where, what corner of the United States you're on, there's somewhere there that's like the worst of the worst, right? And LA County is one of them. LA County is definitely up there, I would say. Sore from working out, but at least not as bad as yesterday. What's your opinion about abortion? I believe that there are some instances where that is probably preferable to anything else, but way too many people have taken it upon themselves to determine whether or not somebody should live for reasons that do not justify the means. What the fuck? Okay. Too many too many notifications, man. Goddamn. 9600 block is infamous in LA. G'day, legends. I hope everyone is getting what they want out of the day. Oh, yeah. You go out there and get it. It's interesting because there are two versions of him, the man on the inside and the man he is on the outside. Yes, there is. I had a fuck it. I'll just be completely honest with y'all. I have a split personality. Okay, that's who got me through prison, right? Um, the person that survived all the stories that you guys hear about, that's White Eyes. And White Eyes was born as a result of my mind breaking, trying to wrap it around the fact that I was going to be in prison for as long as I've been alive, right? I was looking at 20 plus years, maybe 30. I was 20 years old. And I was in state prison, administrative segregation when it happened. Right? I had 1,500 pages of testimony, like everybody that I knew, everybody that I had ever helped, everybody that I brought into my house, everybody that I knew was telling on me, right? It just seemed like, I was engaged. I asked the girl that I thought I was going to spend the rest of my life with to marry me on New Year's. 5 days later, they would roll her up and me, threaten to use her against me in the grand jury. Like just my world had crumbled. It completely crumbled. I felt like I was robbed. I had even turned away from dealing and everything, and I had walked away, and they still came back looking for me. So I was pretty resentful. I was pretty broken. Pretty resentful, pretty broken, pretty angry. And I snapped out one night. Literally snapped out. I was in the seg wing. Anybody who was in state prison on the west end, west side tier or whatever, west wing, open bars. They had a steel frame that wasn't bolted down to the bed. They had a wooden desk with drawers that would slide around. They had a big wooden shelf. It was just a big box. It was a big open box nailed to the wall. And you had a metal locker and a little shelf for your TV to sit on. Nothing was bolted down in there. Nothing was bolted down in that house, in that whole place. So I had picked up the desk. I smashed it. Right, it just completely flattened out. I ripped the fucking shelves off the wall. I tossed the locker against the wall. I picked up the bunk bed. I lifted it from the foot end, and I lifted it all the way up, and I was slamming it in against the wall. Literally lifted it up on its fucking on its head, and was slamming it against the wall with the steel frame. I was trying to go through that motherfucker. I was trying to bust that wall with that bunk bed. And because of the corners are metal, it was busting the concrete up. Chunks of paint and concrete were coming off the wall. And I was telling them to suit up. I was telling the COs, right, they come to see what the commotion was, and everybody knew. Everybody knew I was the native, the young native that was looking at a lot of time. Everybody knew that I was looking at a lot of time. I was the only one that got federally indicted after I already was sentenced to state prison, And now it was kind of like a horror story, right? I was a horror story that was happening in real time for a lot of people that were there, right? Some young kid comes in, got a little bit of time to do, then bam, the feds roll up and they're like, "Hey, we're coming for you. We heard all about you." I got to start bolting you down. Stop rolling over. He's starting to roll over on his stomach on his own at 4 months. So I have to like prop stuff up underneath his little waterproof mat to keep him from being able to do that easily. But next is crawling, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I was telling the cops, I was telling the COs because they came back to check on me. I mean, it's all open bars, so my neighbor and the next neighbor on the other side, they both know what's going on. They know I'm snapping the fuck out. I remember looking over and I seen somebody with a CD. They were looking out, trying to look at me in my room with the reflection of the CD case. And I remember a cop came walking by and he was like, "Hey, you're gonna have to knock that off, man." I spun around on him. I was like, "Fuck you, motherfucker!" I was like, "Suit up, bitch. Suit the fuck up." I was like, "Fuck you, punk. Go make me." I was like, "Go fucking make me." Like I'm just talking crazy as fuck. I wanted to, right? I wanted to. I wanted them to come in 5, 6 deep. I wanted an excuse to hurt one of them as badly as I could. I didn't care who it was. I didn't care what they did. I didn't care. I was going to break their kneecap backwards. I was going to punch them in the throat. If I could get the helmet off, my fucking eyeballs coming out. I wanted to hurt somebody. It didn't matter. I just needed somebody to be in the same room as me. Just come in here. Just come in here. I don't care what you have. I don't care how many of you are. Somebody's getting hurt. Somebody is getting hurt before y'all restrain me. That's all I know. And they never came in. I waited. I waited and waited. I was so frustrated I literally like just burst out fucking crying, collapsed in the middle of the cell. I had already destroyed my light. The light fixture is fucking hanging from the ceiling and shit. And I'm just sitting in a crumpled fucking cell, staring out about 3 or 4 different layers of security out into the fucking midnight sky. It's like looking right over the fucking skyline of Bismarck because, the state pen is right there. And something in me broke that night. Something in me snapped. I wasn't the same after that. And I've always said that. I've always said that. I don't know if I've said that publicly on YouTube or not, but I have said that. The kid who I was died. The kid that went to prison He died. Somebody else got through that, right? Nobody remains the same. Not when they go through something like that. Not when they have to completely start from scratch, right? Like ground zero again. The person that had the strength to make it through that was born that night. He started calling himself White Eyes. I didn't call myself White Eyes. You know, that's not the name on my ID tag. The White Eyes became its own thing. It became its own movement, its own personality. White Eyes is known far and wide. He's got powerful allies and he's got powerful enemies. He's trained. He's killed. He will kill. Chaz is nobody. Yeah. Chaz is nobody. Everybody's got good things to say about Chaz. They're not the same. Yeah, they're not the same. Who I was in there is not who you all see out here. I went through a lot. I went through a lot of fucking treatment, a lot of reflection to spare you guys that. That wasn't the play, right? To come out here and be who I was in there, it's not what it looks like. It's not Wes Watson. It's not Dubs. It's quiet. It's reserved. They rarely speak. Maybe slightly smile. Nobody talks to them. They're not viral worthy personalities. The people that you fear, the ones that you really got to fear, you never see them coming. Just like a lot of you probably wouldn't see me coming. That in itself is a tactic, right? The approachability, the feel like I know you, feel like I can tell you things, personal things. The I want to share bits of myself with you. That all that. It's all strategic. Yeah, I'm something else. I'm something else entirely. I'm just trying to find purpose out here, you know? Trying to find use for the talents that I once had. It's crazy. Gary, I'm afraid of that. I am afraid of that. Yeah, that is true. But at least with Chaz, Danielle, you know that you're good as long as you don't fuck with that reason. White Eyes will come looking for you for something that has got nothing to do with him. The hickey. Now I think you're looking at my villain facial structuring. You got two types of villain. You got two types of archetypes. You got villain face types and you have hero face types, right? I have a villain face type. That's why everybody thinks that they think they see Danny Treyu when they look at me, because that is like the ultimate villain look, and that's what you guys see. Yeah, 420. Just know that it's gonna be like my girlfriend had at the time the Latino woman that met me on writerprisoner.com heard it the first time. Somebody approached me on the phone, and she said it was like Christian Bale Batman. it went from it went from, yeah, I can't wait till I come home and we're gonna cuddle on the couch, and then, what do you want? You know, I am vengeance. Like, it just, the complete fucking 180 on her was so, it was so fucking wild. She was just like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And I was like, what happened? She was like, was that somebody else on the phone just now, or was that you? I was like, that was me. And she was like, you were talking to somebody else? I said, yeah, I was taking care of something. Somebody approached me about something that had to be talked about real quick. And I'm already impatient by the fact that you would even approach me while I'm on the phone. So I was already like annoyed, and like, you already know, we're super assertive. We're assertively aggressive, right? There's aggressive, and then there's aggressively assertive. Prisoners, convicts are aggressively assertive, right? They'll say excuse me and still make you feel like they just challenged you to a fight. And that's the type of aggressive assertiveness that you can get hit with. And that develops in there. And you talk to men a certain way. You got to talk to them, especially the men underneath you, or the men that have to at least listen to what it is you're saying. You're going to talk to them a certain way, a certain tone, just everything, right? It's going to be, what's for them is not for everybody else. And sometimes you're going to hear that. Absolutely not, Justice. Nobody who's ever asked for that has ever got it. Sitting in a spot is claimed for himself, and everything is going on around him like usual, so he can't leave that version him and check into the other version of him. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only relief he'll have, 420. The only relief he'll have are the moments that he gets to be himself with you. Otherwise, the version that he shows everybody else, that shit gets heavy. That shit gets heavy after a while. Yeah, Gary. We got strong genes. Did I hear a peep? Yeah, I thought so. The goofball. He's just holding on to me at this point. The threat of white eyes can be satiated with the thought. The threat of Chaz's reason won't stop. It'll rally white eyes and keep going. That's what wins wars. White eyes only wins a fight. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of truth in that. I have often looked at it like that. I just know that he still exists. And I don't know what to do with him. It is actually, White Eyes is the voice of my PTSD. That's exactly, I think that's probably what everybody deals with. I take that back. I have seen the other version of him. It's the night he fucked up that X cycle of mine. After it was done, he took off. I didn't hear from him until the morning. Yeah, that's kind of what it takes for guys like us, 420. Whoever it is that we bring on, or we bring into our life, have to be an asset. That can't be a hindrance. They can't be another person that we have to, like handle the way we handle everybody else. We can't be ourselves or expect someone to be able to bring us back out of whatever we're getting into, then it's not good. I thought I seen Snowplow in here. Yeah, I ate Snowplow. Good to see you. Good morning. Psycho Dan is always with me. That was hard, Gary. It was hard. A lot of false alarms, right? A lot of jumping at shadows. A lot. I'm so glad I didn't fucking sucker punch anybody in the gas station because I thought him and some random stranger were trying to get close to me to jump me. But like I said, shit like that only comes about because I've done so many people wrong. Yeah, I've drawn blood for so many reasons that weren't worth it that I can't reason that out. It is possible. It is perfectly possible for some completely random people that I've never met traveling from another state run into me in a chance meeting and attack me. You know, this is definitely possible. I only know that because I still catch certain individuals reaching out to me. I've been gone from that life 8 years, and they're still trying. I don't talk about that. I don't mention it. I don't make a video about it. I don't want them to know. And they would have to be involved with me on a daily basis for them, for you, even now, this is the first time you guys know that I know that life is still looking for me. It always will. There's only two ways out that life. The body bag. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. Bloodworm Jim, good to see you again. Well, 420, the thing about that is you can't always censor yourself either, right? That's not healthy. It should revitalize something in each other. You being there for him being there for you. These things are supposed to work in tandem, vice versa, back and forth, right? It's supposed to be a balance. It can't be one trying to hold everything for the other without the other even knowing that that's what's happening. Because if he doesn't know that you're holding back, then that's not being honest. It's not being honest with him. And if you tell him that you're not telling him a lot of things because you don't want to stress him out, and he just accepts that, then that's cool. But if he says, "Hey, hold on, you're not giving me the whole story. What's up?" Then you'll know. Then you'll know. You saw my interview. Which one, Bloodworm? All right, Danielle. Let us know. Keep us posted on that. All right, Bloodworm joined the memberships. I couldn't pick the better one. Destiny's Raven, welcome to the live. Fern burns a lot. Go to therapy. I got kicked out of therapy. I would never mod anybody with the name Google. You're a part of the system. Yeah, dude. My girl just the other night, she came into the room and she was standing by the bed and she was looking at me and I don't know what she did, but she did something. And I jumped and looked right at her. And she like jumped because she didn't do or make any sound apparently. It was just something alerted me that I wasn't alone. And I like jerked awake and looked right at her. She said it was crazy. What is it? What are you complaining about? Look at that. What? Do you want the bink? Do you want the bink? Yeah. I'm just gonna pull it out, throw it, ask me to come and get it again. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah. You see, I got him all propped up, trying to keep it from rolling. He can only roll onto his left side. I don't know why. So I only have that side kind of like built up. FA, I know what you mean, but the other way out is pretty clear. Just walk away, stay away. People fail when they ride the fence and fall the wrong way. Absolutely. Who wants the Google Pixel 11? Is that like a Walmart phone? Well, Lam, it's great when they can find a place that they can do that, right? Like I sleep. It was a long time before I started sleeping like in the day or around other people. There's just something about it, man. Like if you live that life, you can't. Like you try closing your eyes. You ever for all my guys that have been in prison, comment in the chat here if you know exactly what I mean. Could you stand in the room full of your boys, even your homeboys, and close your eyes for like 30 seconds around them? Would you do that? Or would the sound of one of them nearing you as they're speaking make you open your eye to see what they're doing? Or would the sound of one of their bones popping and creaking as somebody, stands up, would that make you peek to see what they're doing? Like you can't. Like you just literally can't. You don't trust anybody at all. Like that shit's gone. Why do you keep spitting it out then? I'm about to put gloves on you. Man. Yeah. Yeah, now pull the pink out. He calls me out, holding back because he knows better. I can't lie to him. He would see right through it. He'll just say, "Come on, tell me what you need to say." Yeah, it's kind of what I figured. He sees right through you. You couldn't lie if you wanted to. That's exactly the way it is with me and my girl. She couldn't lie to me if she wanted to. Cute. I appreciate that. I saw these binkies that you fill with either fruit or juice and then you freeze them. Really? Interesting. That's good, 420. And you guys have real love. Real love, unfortunately, a lot of you don't know what it really is. That's not an accusation. It's just I'm comfortable enough to say on the whole, except for maybe a few, rare instances out there, a lot of you don't know what it really is, what it really means. And it's not your fault because a lot of us were never shown. A lot of people don't know, right? They think it's buying things, right? They think it's a lot, right? They think it's physical touch. They think it's saying nice things. They think it's money. They think it's gifts. They think it's time. It's not. It neither is or isn't any one of those things. Because either one of those things could come about in a gesture. It's the intentions of that gesture that matter. What really matters is growth, right? People fall in love with people oftentimes for who they are at that moment, how they made them feel when they first met. And people think that that spark dies. That's not, its spark doesn't die, it's just you got to actually know them. You actually know them now. You're no longer as interested in them as you once were. True love is about growth. You and the persons you are spending time with should grow. And you should grow together. Not apart, and not into one another, but he should want you to grow, to seek treatment, to learn new things, They shouldn't want you to remain the same the day they met you. Because that's not love. That's infatuation. That's obsession. It's not, it's not what people think it is. I didn't know what love was. It was shown to me. It was shown to me by somebody who wanted me to want better for myself in this life. Because I was content with where I was, what I had, what I could attain for myself. If everybody ever comes across somebody who doesn't want the best for you, they do not love you. Even if that means growing beyond them, right? Even if that means growing beyond them. That's why they say if you really love them, let them go. What made the feds take an extra interest in your case? At the time, we were the largest thing to happen out of this state. I remember the judge, or not the judge, I think it was the federal prosecutor, who likened me to a terrorist poisoning the water well. Those were her exact words. Said I was a terrorist poisoning the water well. Because they had mentioned something about my victim wasn't in the courtroom today because because my victim was society as a whole, the same way that a terrorist would be held accountable for poisoning the water well. That's how they said it, because they were asking about, have I apologized to the victim or whatever. Oh, you still managed to get it out, I see. My voice died a long time ago. hungry already? You literally just ate. You want something? No? Done crying? Guess he wants to be held. So we communicate pretty good. We are always honest with each other. We couldn't lie to each other. We see right through each other. That's good. Loney 504, good to see you. I see you in other chats that I'm in. You might be new here, but you're not new to me. I was talking about that with my husband on the 14th. We'll be married 30 years since we got 32. Very unusual. Damn. It's a long time. Commendable, for sure. Yeah, snowplow. Unfortunately, a lot of people are afraid to move on because they're afraid of change, afraid to be alone, and they're afraid of inconvenience, like starting over and investing themselves all over in another person. Yeah, many forms of love, only one truth. Yep, that's exactly it. That's good, 420. It's interesting. It is interesting. I hope I'm still a channel when by the time he makes it home. What's up, Danny boy? Good to see you. He wants a binky, the big old strawberry in it. That's frozen. Yeah. Anna Marie, thank you. Jason Raid, unfortunately, that's a symptom. Love being alone is a symptom of something bigger. You really need to look into that. Pretty Fly, thank you for the gold coin. They had a child by mistake, so they stayed together for him, but it was not good. And she said that did it hurt when he cried? I told her. At least she's looking into it, you know what I mean? At least she's like trying to understand it herself, you know what I mean? I can commend them for staying together for the kid, because once y'all have a kid, all your own personal goals and ambitions are kind of secondary. Your responsibility is giving him his best shot, or their best shot, right? Whether it be male or female. Your responsibility is to give them every opportunity. And unfortunately, you being sexually satisfied is kind of secondary to that. The cavalry is here. You know, that's what matters now. That's what's important. And if two people can set their differences aside and stay together for the kid, then that's cool. But eventually the kid's going to see through that. He's going to see something that's real unhealthy, and then he's going to think that that's what love is. So eventually, good intentions pave the way for what? How's the saying go? Not having any feelings for anything? I don't know. A lot of people settle, and if you don't, if you settle, you won't know what true love is. Yeah. Yep. People are afraid to be alone before, you know, connecting to somebody. I got so much work done the last few days, but still so much more to do after I lost so much, getting way too high. It's hard to build life again. Yeah, but the good thing about starting over is nobody else is going to tell you how to do it but you. You get to build it from the ground up. You got no excuses now. Yeah, that's too bad, Snowplow. That's exactly why. People who stay together just for the kids, that's exactly what they're showing the kids. Huh. 420, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I hope I get to meet him someday. Yeah, Snowplow, it is. Very important. It's very important. It can end the relationship. It can't be ignored. All right, Danny boy, you too, brother. I appreciate you coming through, commenting like you always do. He's 30 and you're raising him. Is that like uh like he's 30 years old and like you're like treating him like he has to be cared for like that, or you just look out for him here and there, make sure he has a warm meal once a week kind of thing? You can say hi. You can say hello. Say hi. Okay. You see them? Got this little lint between the toes. Damn. My finger's too big to get between his toes. Aha. These things are crazy. Literally little miniature feet. I think that's probably the most amazing thing, right? The probably the most, by far the most miracle-like thing is that somebody like me managed to position themselves in life to be given one of these. Y'all fucked up. Y'all fucked up now. Why do you have lint all over you? Little lint baby. Little lint baby. Whoa. He's got my arm. He's holding on like a motherfucker. You get heavy, bud. Oh. That's what's up, Snowplow. Sex not the most important, but it is important. Problem for us, except for the current situation. We have our ways to maintain intimacy. Yeah, you guys got to get familiar. Grab a Webster dictionary. Start looking up how to talk dirty to a motherfucker without, saying some off the wall shit like "look at the shitter on that critter," like I did. And the phone calls. Y'all gonna have to, find some time, set aside some time to look forward to those kinds of things. I hope so too, Destiny. I wish that for you the most, if that's what you want. My sister and her husband let my nephew isolate himself to his bedroom for 11 years. He really doesn't have any social skills. I got a hold of him, and now he's a driver's license, a job, a car. That's good. That's good. I imagine them two probably secluded themselves from each other, which is exactly why he learned to do that. He still lives in Boston? All right. He writes me naughty letters. Oh my God, yeah, right? That's another thing too, right? I was like, if they're gonna read this shit, I'm gonna give them something interesting, right? I'm gonna give them something fucking interesting to read. They're gonna have a hard time looking at me in the eyes when they come, shake my cell down. Fresh Terps, appreciate that. Excuse me on the tier. What's up with you, brother? Good to see you. Top of the morning. He reads the dictionary. Yeah, you got to. Just go in there and pick, randomly open it up. And look for a word you don't know. Do that once a day. I guarantee you, it's much harder to find an excuse to use some of them words in day-to-day conversations than it is to just learn something. Okay? TR1, what's up with you, brother? Top of the morning. We got a legend in the chat right here. TR1's one of the fucking OGs, been down with me since the beginning. And he's still here with me, watching me blow up on YouTube. I absolutely do. Cannot wait to start that part of my journey. But that's good. I'm glad that it's a possibility still and not something that's like completely out of the works for you. Thank you for the star, Pretty Fly. Barn Dog, good to see you. Good morning. Pretty Fly, another sticker. High five from TR1, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm just hitting up the viewers. Excuse me on the tier, James. Y'all probably don't remember. Excuse me on the tier was on a podcast with DOC TV. We were talking about PTSD, just struggles of releasing from prison, all shot the fuck out. He was just sentenced to 12 years. Yeah. There's incredibly weird people everywhere. You can't you can't get bent out of shape because they're gonna pleasure themselves to a peak of them. Once he gets old enough to start being recognizable, you'll stop seeing him. You'll only see him now because he's a baby. But whether or not he's going to have a YouTube presence or a social media presence will be something that he will decide when it's, when he's old enough to. Antiquated, unabridged dictionary for that. The future is abbreviated and full of shit. Oh my goodness, yeah. We knew that, Snowplow. Yeah. Yeah, it's like yeah, you won't see my girl. You'll never see her. And once he starts looking like how he'll look, which is probably gonna be like me, he's gonna disappear. Are you drilling all over yourself? Jesus Christ, kid. We're gonna get him a bib. Drool through that. Would you like a bink, sir? There you go. You got the bink. Huh. Destiny, welcome to the members. Yeah, thanks to the membership, Snowplow. I think stupid talk text. I may have been accused of something at the time, but do you know why Frosty was smiling? Because he heard the snowblower was coming. That's funny. Very sweet voice and a very sweet tone. Who? Yeah. Demon, hope you reach more viewers. What is one wish you can achieve? And who are you bringing back? It can be a person or a singer. I appreciate that, Demon. What is one wish I would have wished for? I don't even know. I don't think I've ever contributed any thought to that. Mainly because it's just unrealistic. And I don't personally contribute a lot of thought to things that I know aren't realistic. I guess it would have to be selfish, whatever it was. Because you start thinking about the system, right? You start thinking about how to fix the system. It's not fixable. Wishing away one problem would only create another. Or it would only bring into light the next biggest problem. I don't think this world is ever meant to be perfect or at peace And I think that's mainly just because of my own personal beliefs on the point of life. The point of life is to suffer. The point of life is to experience pain. It's to experience loss. It's to cry. Because without those things, you would never grow. And a world without growth is not a world at all. Have you seen sad moments in your time? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I met a woman pretty much at the brink of giving up. I was in a 23-1 lockdown program for trying to kill somebody. One step below Supermax ADX. I'd gotten the last little notch in my belt that I needed to have ultimate authority. And then I was presented with something that made me question all that. Took my claws right out from under me. My claws and my teeth. And I came home. I came home to this person. She's no longer with us. I don't know of anything sadder than that. Elizabeth, welcome to the stream. Elizabeth Simtustis? Simtustis? Elizabeth Simtustis? I'm probably slaughtering that. Sorry if I am. Yeah. No, you said it better than most that try. Elizabeth, I've had a lot of time to think about it. A lot of time. Yeah. ADX. Anonymous worth it. Streaming from Syria. Welcome to the live. Hope everything is well for you, your neck of the woods. Yeah, for real. Okay, Warm Springs. We have other, I got a handful of other viewers that always shout out from Warm Springs, Res. Yeah, in Oregon. That's cool. They do 420. Isn't that cool? We get them from all over the place. I never get a lot at once, but I always have people from all over for sure. Syria is being attacked by war criminals, but look on the bright side. Everybody that doesn't have their head buried in the Bible knows that. Yeah, that's crazy. That's true, Summer. Comes from a lot of things. Pain definitely does come from not accepting the truth. That's why I tell people life is hard, right? No matter which way you choose to live it, it's going to be hard. It's hard. It's hard to be sober. It's hard to be clean. It's hard to not want to do things that you used to, right? It's hard saying no to friends who go out and do all the things that you used to. But it's also hard. It's hard being high every day. It's hard making sure you always have that next hit, your next dose. It's hard working through withdrawals. It's hard not sleeping. It's hard not eating. It's hard being broke. It's hard having a lot of money. It's hard knowing a lot of people. Everybody always wants something. It's hard being alone. It doesn't matter what it is. You choose your hard. You choose the way you want to live. All right, Summer. Freddie Mercury, hands down. What's that? It's hard to stop. Yeah, it is. It's hard to stop. Arcade, you're another one I see come through here a lot. I appreciate that. 4%. Good damn. It's always something. Everything runs on batteries now. Everything we depend on runs on batteries. Constantly looking at percentiles and shit. I was never good at math. Actually, that's a lie. That was my second best grade was math. First best grade was chemistry. Yeah. I had a 97% in chemistry. Actually, I had 113% in auto mechanics. But that's to be expected, right? I'm a guy who likes cars. To graduate that class, I rebuilt a was a 267 Mustang motor. The uh, the instructor took a beat up ass Mustang engine and deliberately sabotaged it. Just went through and fucked a bunch of things up on it, set it up on a stand, hooked it up to a battery and an exhaust that ran outside the building, so that I could start the motor right there with a little switch and hear it and diagnose it. He said, if you get this thing running like it's supposed to, I'll give you a, he said a passing grade. I was already passing. I don't know why he said that, but it basically, if you can't get this motor working, you're gonna fail. That's what he said. If you don't get this motor working, you're gonna fail. So it took me like a week figuring everything out, taking it all apart, running through all the different, diagnostic checks and stuff, pressurizing, I had to rebuild the whole fucking radiator. The radiator had a bunch of holes in it. It was shooting out everywhere. Um, temp housing, the temperature gauge needed to be replaced. That one escaped me for a long time. That one fucked with me. Should be like one of the first things you check now, right? But like I said, I was a kid. I was just learning. Um, yeah, I got it, man. When I got that motherfucker to start up, that shit sounded nice too, man. I was like, hell yeah. It's one of like the best things ever right there. As a 17-year-old kid, to rebuild your own Mustang motor. All good, bro. I always give you a like. I appreciate that, man. Tater Talk, good to see you. Welcome, morning. Yeah, if you sold drugs, you're good at math. You gotta be. You definitely gotta be. Nerd alert. Yeah. Became easier then. Colonel David Daniel Davis, the military analyst. No, I haven't seen that. 420, yeah. I'm beginning to suspect that you have my fucking long lost twin brother or something because I've never felt like I was stupid at anything. I just knew that if I have to learn about it, I'm going to become good at it. Whatever it is, I'm going to learn everything there is to learn about it and I'm going to excel at it. That's just something that I've had to do to survive in every setting I've ever been in. The fact that I'm still alive is a testament to that ability. You know, the fact that I'm still alive in my own house with, everything that I have, like I figured it out. I love it. I love when the chat's just a bunch of people saying hi to each other because everyone knows each other. It's like one of the best things for me to see as a streamer. What are you doing, bud? What are you doing? Yeah, you take that beak. You take that beak and shove it. Justified, good to see you. Morning. A lot of criminals are. Man, I only got smarter from going to prison, federal prison, because that put me in league with a bunch of other far more intellectual and articulate criminals who basically let you know at the end of the day that trying your hand at whatever it was they were trying their hand at is a no-go. you know, like that's, if you run into anybody smart, they'll tell you what they came to prison for, don't do it. Because they should have known by now that there's no way to get out of this. Right? There's no way for you to control every aspect of this to the point where you would never get in trouble. You have to depend on people. Unless you did everything absolutely yourself, including come up with the money and buy your own drugs from yourself. You can't. You can't control the factor of what people are the wild card. And you can't prevent that. It took me a long time to realize that. I was about halfway through my prison bid. Bleh. I was about halfway through my prison bid when I realized, even if I could, I shouldn't. You can't control people. You shouldn't be trying to control people. Nothing good comes from it. In fact, forcing people to be something or take part in something that's not in them is only going to get you in trouble. Like taking a handful of goody two shoes, fucking trust fund baby ass teenagers and starting a meth ring. They were never of that caliber. Feel that kind of weight. Take the hit and keep quiet. They were never cut from that cloth. But they were my friends. We all had to make it, right? We all had to party like a rock star. We all had to have Mitsubishi tuner import cars like some fucking lame ass Fast and Furious wannabe fucking extras on the set. That shit, they don't get any more lamer than that, man. You and all your friends all fucking matching cars, matching car maker models. Might as well got matching butt cheek tattoos too, matching tramp stamps. We did almost get matching tattoos, which is why I got this. Right? We were gonna get, one of my friends is Korean, and so we were gonna get 3 Chinese characters: respect, loyalty, and trust. One on the top, and then 2 right below it, like a little triangle, right? A little triangle of Chinese characters. They got them, right? My 2 other friends got them. They got the matching tattoos. I was supposed to get them, and I never got around to them. I figured I would. I just never did. It was my idea, right? I was the fucking Bruce Lee fan. It was my idea. But I never got around to it. I was sitting there in prison one day and I was like, damn, man, I almost got them fucking tattoos. I would have got matching tattoos with some fucking straight rats. Some motherfuckers that sold me out to the feds. I was like, that's crazy, man. If I would have got those, I said I would have cut them out of my skin. I said I would have straight up cut the fucking tattoos right out of my skin. I said, that's my issue. I said, I have loyalty to all the wrong people. Which is how this idea started. That's the Chinese character for loyalty, right? And it's made to look like it was cut out with a razor blade. And that's to represent the cutting out of the loyalty that I had to the people that I was loyal to, which is the wrong people, clearly. But, you know, telling on people and accepting responsibility and getting the worst over with, you know, that's all subjective. And you can look at it how you want, but they did us a favor by bringing that shit down as quick as possible. I could be 40 years old right now and starting over. Instead, I'm sitting in my own home. Fucking 3 different TVs to choose what the fuck I want to do on. My own baby boy. 3 dogs that will tear apart any fucking warm body stupid enough to approach this house with wrong intentions. Give me that, Bink. Give me that, Bink. Let go. Let go. Jesus. As soon as I see neck rolls, you're getting cut down to 50%. He does military analyst shows on YouTube. I saw it. I'm like, damn, he looks familiar. So I looked him up, and sure as shit, I did know him. Ha! That's cool. Set your bar way up the tippy top. Yeah. And many that weren't very smart. Yeah, there are a lot of them. A lot of them, unfortunately. He is my long lost twin. It sounds like it. Before the Gulf War, he was a butter bar 2nd lieutenant. Okay. I failed to salute him when I was a private. He got all butthurt about it. Sarge said, "Don't sweat it. He's only a butter bar." This unit shared barracks with ours. Okay. Ken's brother, how we feeling? What's good with you, brother? Sir Carnage, how you doing? He said he was 11 years old when he started smoking weed, and I said, "Oh, good. I was 51." Damn, ain't nothing wrong with that. How has that been to you, anyway, Snowplow? Has that been your speed, or are you questioning your life choices now? Oh, bring back the dead singer would be Freddie Mercury. Oh, okay, I knew what you're talking about now. Freddie and Chester, yeah, Chester, Lincoln Park. That was a loss for sure. That was a loss for sure. I was watching it live at my friend's house, and she was watching with me, and she was like, for a minute there, I thought you were talking to your man. She said he sounds like him. Damn. Yeah, that's crazy. Ozzy's another one. Ozzy had his run, though. I think Ozzy would cuss you the fuck out if you brought him back. He'd cuss you the fuck out and be like, "I'm the Prince of fucking Darkness." And they carry themselves the same. Yeah. That's just a man with confidence. That's all that is. That's just a man with confidence. Knows what he will or won't tolerate. Alaya? There's just ultimately there's just too many good ones that were gone too soon. Let's hit the stizzy. Gotta plug my shit in. I have one Japanese symbol tattoo. Kurt Cobain. Yeah, that's another good one. And Tupac. Damn. Yeah, like I said, there's just too many that were taken too soon. Like, ultimately, like, who would deserve it? Like, how could you not mention Selena, right? Not Selena? I don't think she had a mean bone in her body, and a fan took her out. Just an obsessed fan. Yeah, everybody else at least, got to indulge in their vices. You know what I mean? That they got to live life and bring about their own demise the way they did. There you go. Yeah, I'm good. What? What, you want more? Not you. Move. Get back. Get back, I tell you. Foul beast. Hey, no, get down. Down. I said down. I said not down. Yeah, I walked you. What? Fucking German Shepherds. Brad Nolan from Sublime, damn. Yeah, see, everybody was like, "Oh, Selena." Yeah, you got to see the piggies. Rest of the band in 2012, Huntington Beach. My friend knew him, had them come over to my apartment. Okay. Which one's your all-time favorite? Kurt? Nirvana? Yeah. Nirvana's a good one. Nirvana immortalized the 90s with grunge. Sublime? Yeah, that's another one. They immortalized the 90s with their fucking pseudo fucking Jamaican like rock fucking rap, not rock rap. It was like a rap reggae. Not even rap. I don't know what to call it. Rough morning, teas will help. Yeah, just chilling there. Where's my juice? Come on, move out. You're not running around and yet you got that much. You hang out here now. Get your hike around. Oh, I remember where it is. The story goes the guys that actually made the band were a bunch of surf buddies that rent a house along the beach. Huh. The Sublime? Surf buddies, huh? That sounds about right. That sounds about right for sure. Oh, they're finally starting construction out here. I don't know what for. I just know they made it about 10 times harder to get out of my fucking driveway. Yeah, I love Sublime. Sublime's the shit. Every time we went to go smoke a bowl, because that was the ultimate teenager pastime, right? Jump into somebody's ride, somebody's whip, whether it's the parents or they're never the parents, right? Because how you can explain why it smells like weed? But that was the thing to do. You had to be driving around somewhere to smoke the weed. Like you couldn't just sit in a house like a fucking adult and smoke, comfortably in peace. We had to do it in broad fucking daylight, in public, around everybody else, and try to obey traffic laws at the same time. As kids, we're stupid, right? Nobody ever said that we were smart. But we had to smoke a bowl and ride at the same time. And what was mandatory about that is that Sublime absolutely had to be playing while we were doing so. That was just that's how I grew up, right? That's how I grew up smoking my weed and smoking weed with my clients. That was like Yeah, you were weird. You were weird if you didn't. LB Locals, my apartment in Huntington Beach. Lots of celebrities over there. No shit. Cast of Pinky Blinders. That's fucking cool. Oh shit. We are nearing the 2 hour mark, peoples. Already. That should be going too fast. That should be going way too fast. Don't it? In the evening, they would all jam, and Brad looked at this and called it Sublime, and so the recordings that became the first album were from these jam sessions. That's fucking cool. That would be the only time that like somebody would say that word, and that's like properly used as well. No hush. That's nobody. You're gonna hear a lot of that. I might hear it. The dogs are walrusing. You guys, dogs walrus? You know, like the walruses do. They both like try like opening their mouth wider than the other. You can't walrus with a German Shepherd. Their mouth is too goddamn big. They'll bite your whole face. And the Huskies. Huskies got a big old fucking yawn on them too. So that's why their sound is very eclectic. Oh, okay. Is that right, Danielle? That's cool. I'm going to look into what Penny Death Squad is. Oh, I'm sorry, but I left you facing away from the TV. There you go. And no bean. Oh yeah, yeah, we're tripping, aren't we? No, no bean. Oh. Dizzle, what's good with you? It has those gator teeth. I call them pinchers. That's funny. Walked in and yelled by the order of the Peaky fucking Blinders. He looked around, shut the fuck up. It was epic. It looked good. Oh, that's cool. That'd be a hell of a job to have. This is on where your mom's from. Didn't you know? Did you recognize your father? Oh, you're hungry, huh? I'm a lame. You're still here. On my live. What does that make you? honestly curious. I got face ink and no bodies. You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Bizzle. Nobody and nothing. It's funny though, right? Because like you get an idea of what a person, what's important to a person by the way they insult you. I've said that time and time again. You can tell a lot by somebody by the way they insult you. I can tell already he is beneath me. Which is exactly why I came off the way I did to him. You all know, I'm the last person that gets stupid with people. You got to go out of your way. You really got to go out of your way to provoke that kind of a reaction out of me. Like, who the fuck are you? I gotta validate myself to you. It's probably just the way he talks, but now he knows, right? Now he knows. There are others out there. You just got no time for it. YouTube is full of fucking anonymous tough guys. Chicken tortilla soup. Man, it's been forever since I heard that. Right, 420? Like, at least there's a purpose to what I'm doing, right? Like, I go live to provide a space for other like-minded people to hang out and have good conversation. What do you do? You know? What are you doing? But I'm the goof. I'm the goof with no bodies. Dude probably put in work one time, thinks he's somebody now. That's exactly how that goes. You got no bodies. Only somebody who thinks they did something in their life goes around saying something like that. Another flames trotter for you. Yeah, exactly. Snowplow. You know, when they're a baby, all the babies kind of look alike. You know, everyone looks kind of similar as a baby, but their face is going to start filling out. Right, it's going to start stretching and elongating and angling in a way that's going to be more specific to his identity. And I've already thought about that. You know, I've already thought long and hard about whether or not I would show him to anyone, but he is kind of a large part of my day, my life, and a large part of what y'all are curious about. A former felon becoming a father. It's kind of a part of the story now. So you'll see some, but not all. Yeah. Oh yeah, snowplow. Yep. Yeah, desperation to prove oneself. That's exactly what it is. Especially when it's somebody that they immediately recognize that they feel inferior to. That's the part that's not said out loud. That dude came onto the live, took one look at me, felt threatened, and immediately went on the offense. That's just a psychological breakdown of what happened. I don't know what his story is or where he comes from or what he's done in his life, but something about me he didn't like. That's all right. David, good to see you, brother. How you doing? We were just about to wrap it up here. I try not to go. I try not to go past an hour. We still hit 2 hours almost religiously. So says Kathy, first day of kindergarten. They might as well scream, "Hey, Chomo, come here!" Right? Yeah, that's crazy. Like even if y'all did know what he looked like, like you don't know. Like I turn the camera off before I come in and out of my house or the entrance here, how I get here. You know, I'll purposely throw in a couple extra turns before I come into the driveway, so that none of y'all really are any the wiser. I'm paranoid. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm fucking paranoid. If y'all don't think that I've already thought about these things 10 steps in advance, y'all crazy. How did me and my girl meet? I accidentally friended her on Facebook. That's legit the truth. But it's not how we started hanging out. How we started hanging out is far more interesting, but I don't think I could tell that story, honestly. I've hinted at it once, somewhere in these last couple lines. I think that's about as much as I can do. But like I said then, it only would have worked if I had only talked to her that one time and then carried out the task. Because plausible deniability would have had to been essential. But it ended up not working out like that. It ended up turning into an impromptu tattoo consultation session. So that's the story I go with. 3 hours of the day, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I go outside. Every time I step outside and I walk past somebody, I remind myself that there's a very good chance that this person has this grown man, this dad-bodied fucking, chino wearing, fucking gut fat, beer belly having, Coke bottle glasses wearing motherfucker might have a young woman tied up in his basement somewhere. I often wonder if I could sense that, if I could sense it, right? There's times I walk past people and I know somebody here has something like that in their past or in their life. None of us will know. They'll only know when they arrive in prison and we get to read it on that side of the fence about what they were getting away with out here when nobody was the wiser. The probabilities that somebody you run into out there have something very dark in their life going on is pretty high. It's very high. What's scary is y'all never know. You'll never know until it's too late. What do you have in your basement? Right? Yeah, it's crazy. They do have a look. I can say that. They do have a look. I've never looked at a man and thought, I wonder if he looks like a Cho. I've only seen men that I've come to learn are Chos. And I've experienced that a couple of hundred times. And at some point in there, the mind, as powerful as it is, seeks to see patterns. It seeks to see clues, signs. It tries to recognize it where there isn't any sometimes. But unfortunately, I believe that there are physical markers, literally like genetic physical markers, like their eyes, the face. I don't know, maybe it's a look in their eyes sometimes. And more often than not, yeah, it's going to be somebody that doesn't take care of themselves, right? Somebody that can't pull a female, doesn't have what they would consider you know, what's socially acceptable as appealing, and they're going to be socially awkward use most of the time, right? So you got to be like socially debilitated to reach those kind of extremes that you have to forcefully take it from somebody now. Because if you look good and you had a smooth tongue, 9 times out of 10 you can go out and get drunk with your friends, and they're gonna have a chick with a friend that's willing to have some fun. It's not that hard, but that's not what it's about. It's about appeasing something dark, something sick, demonic, a curse. I don't know. I've tried to understand it. I can't. I can only liken it to what it feels like to be withdrawing in your cell and know that your next door neighbor has what you need, and you're trying everything in your fucking body and mind and soul to not call his name, right? To not shoot your line out and take your shot, right? Because it's like somebody poking you. It's like constant, hey, 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 we can get high right now. What are you doing? This sucks. This blows. Just call his name. Just this once. Just this one time. Last time, right now. Hey, hey. That's withdrawal. That's the monologue. That's the mental monologue in your head. Withdrawal. Constant. Incessant. Annoying. Until finally you break it, you give into it, right? You just give into it. You're like, fine, fuck it. Let's just do it, whatever. I tried to understand it. I've tried to really look into it and like, what do you guys do? What's going in the head? Like, what do you think? What do you tell yourselves? Like, none of them. None of them could explain it. I've only given a handful enough time to try to speak before we carried out what we were there to carry out. Just genuine curiosity. Before I put these hands and feet all over you, do you have anything you want to say? Yeah, it's something that helped me understand. None of them. None of them can say anything. They don't know. They don't know, or they're too embarrassed to admit it. I don't know. I just know they're out there, and they do have a look. And more often than not, the ones I have suspected, I have not been wrong. So believe me when I tell you, we walk past people out there every day that have something fucked up going on like that. So be leery. Be very leery. Be vigilant every day. Because there are people that are just paying attention, waiting to see when you won't notice. So I watch everybody at all times. I do know people. I know the worst of people. And it's not far. It's very close. But with that, I'm gonna catch up on comments, and then we will call it a night, or not a night. We'll call it a day for now. I got an endless stream of scorpions under the slab. I pay my cat a bounty to point him out. Hell yeah. Being born with a big C on your forehead? I don't know. Really? Kind of funny. Dude, I am the master of withdrawal. I got a bone to pick with you then, bud. You know I've said this before and it's whatever, but I think everybody has a Chomo in the family. I think I have at least two. Unfortunately, that's how fucked up. That's how fucked up this world is. Every family member, or every family might have one, or at least the thoughts, I think, are probably prevalent, or present, not prevalent. I think people have thoughts. A lot of people don't move on them. Which, having the thought in itself isn't the crime, right? That is the space in which we as people are free to at least have that, right? You're free to at least think of what you want. But in the physical plan, in the physical realm, in the physical plane of existence, when you start bringing about actions from that fantasy realm, it goes beyond intent, right? That's where we have issue. The intent is enough. Yeah. Have an army of females protecting their identity. That's why I come up with the most fucked up, ridiculous disrespect to say hello. Shows up all his defenses before they light up with recognition and respect. Have a good day, my bro. Much love to you. I appreciate that. Bright Del Pesce. Good to see you. Welcome to the live. Skin of the Four. Good to see you again. Ah, really? Don't give up. That's funny. All right. I am out. We got Skin of the Four taking over the chat here. It's definitely my cue to sign off. I'm out. Finally free from federal. Take it easy.